According to the Washington Post, millions of families are at risk of eviction. Countless thousands of others have had to file bankruptcies or endure foreclosures. I've been poring through newspapers ever since May of 2021 in hopes of finding word of programs that can help me. My searches have been unsuccessful because story after story, article after article have for the most part told a one-sided account. $46 billion worth of programs have risen to be the champion of certain people affected by this crisis. The Tenant. I have rarely found anything in mainstream media that conveyed my side of the story. I am the small landlord. I haven't received rent for my property since March of 2020. The newspapers say it's because of the pandemic. I say it's due to a select group of people who have chosen to use what is happening in the world to get over on people like me. This is my story. Hey everybody, happy one of these days. What is today? Is today Wednesday? Oh no, I think today's Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. We are driving where the sun is doing that thing to us again, but it is what it is. I was like, gosh, I wish I was updating you guys as things are happening, but things sometimes feel like they're happening so fast. So today is June 15th, and yeah, I've been having lots of downs. I can't even say ups and downs. It was more like downs. Downs and nonchalance. How about that? Because I was thinking that things would be much easier. That now that I've decided what I'm going to do and what I want from what I'm going to do, that I will find what I needed and the resources that I needed fast. Not happening. I think the last time I was talking to y'all, I was telling y'all about how she lost her Section 8 voucher and how I felt about that. That might have been last week. Today, I feel like I gives no dams. I gives no dams because this is just crazy. And the reason why I gives no dams is because of the people I've been talking to and what they've been telling me, which has been having me feeling down because I wanted to find somebody who can handle this process for me, that I could pay to handle this process for me, such as an eviction management service, which is a thing, I Google it, or a lawyer, right? So you would think that would be easy. Like, this is a service you guys provide. I'm a client looking for your service. I'm willing to pay you. Talk to me. Y'all, everybody I've talked to so far, one company was like, oh, we don't do that no more. They don't do that no more. And they say what they do is the last part of it, the part where the sheriffs get involved and you have to go to the house and the house gets emptied out. They do that part. Y'all, that part alone, because it was a la carte, and this is just the quotes of one company, could equal up to $4,000. We're just going to make a video about that by itself when we get to it. Or maybe I'll make a video. I don't know. Hopefully we don't have to go that far. Hopefully we don't need that service, right? That would be the best thing. But y'all, it was like, we're just gonna have to do its own standalone video because that's a whole thing. That's a whole situation, first of all. All right, so they don't do anything else. And then I was like, well, can you refer me? Because normally if you're in that business, you have counterparts or other people that you know or resources. And the person I was talking to was like, oh man, nope, nope. So, okay, fine. So I call another one, and the other one is like, they only do it for their own clients. Basically, they do property management. And even though their website said, and I wrote down all of their numbers from their website. As a matter of fact, I should take a screenshot of the website just to prove it to y'all. The website said, here, this is what we offer, eviction management services, right? And this is the prices for it. And so when I talked to her, she was like, what? That's on our website? And I'm like, yeah. So she finally found it on their website. And she goes, oh, well, what this is for people who we already do property management for, and then this is what we will charge them if we have to do an eviction for them. And I'm thinking, okay, whatever. So
when she said it's a service we provide to our clients, okay, boom, what will it take for me to become one of your clients? And basically she was saying that I would have to sign a year contract, meaning that I pay these fees to them whether they're managing anything or not. Like for a year, I'm locked into a contract. And then she was telling me that depending on whatever is needed around the property, it could be about $650 a month. Where these $50 property managers y'all was talking about? No, let me stop. It ain't y'all's fault. It's my fault. If I have a sudden blur of whatever, y'all just blame it on my emotions. Blame it on my feelings, okay? So I'm not accusing y'all. Of course, I got myself into this. This ain't y'all's problem. I know. I'm just sharing. But I'm like, $650. But anyways, so that was that. Okay, boom. Moving right along. Call another one. And the other one, and actually two of them said this, but the last one was like, again, eviction management services. Boom, your website advertises it. Blah, 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 blah. I need eviction management services. And this person was basically like, yo, you can do it yourself because we're backed up. And the best you can probably do is try to call her and offer her a deal to leave. I'm like, offer her a deal to leave. And they're saying because right now the courts in Maryland are backed up like 6 months. We still have cases that have been there for 5 months and so that we're still waiting for resolution from. And that's that. So basically, instead of trying to take me on as a client, they're like, this is what you need to do. What you need to do. You need to, of course, send the letter, right? We know this part. But if I wanted a third party to send the letter. I wanted everything to come through something looking more official. Either a lawyer or eviction property management service, right? So send a letter. And then on top of sending a certified letter, to take us the same copy of that letter and tape it to her door and take a picture of it on her door. And in my mind, I'm thinking, but I don't want to engage the tenant. Like, I don't want to just pop up taping stuff to doors. Like, I don't know. That just doesn't feel... And it is not the same as serving somebody. What they're saying is because, again, you can send a certified letter. The proof in court is, did this tenant receive notice that they had to vacate? That's the proof in court. So you do the things to try to get proof that they did. Certified letter, but they got to sign for that. So it's super easy to say, oh, I got something I got to go pick up from the post office. I ain't picking it up from the post office. Or I got something I got to pick up from the post office, get to the post office, kind of figure out what it is, and then decide not to sign for it. It's very easy to do that. Hence, that's why the backup plan is to also tape something to the door, showing your attempts of trying to give this person notice, right? We don't know where this girl's mental health is. We don't know. We don't know what, because again, where's anybody's mental health when they choose to just live up in somebody's property without paying for it? What are you thinking? What's on your mind? Right? And so in my mind, I'm just like, why can't I find help? Because again, another service that says we did it, but we don't do it, but maybe we do it, but here's how you do it. What's up with that? I don't want to do it. I want to pay somebody to do it, right? So that's that. And then I also been contacting lawyers or reaching out to lawyers and leaving messages because of course nobody answers the phone. Or one time somebody did answer the phone, it was like the secretary or whatever, and I left my information waiting for callbacks. And then I would also been filling out the online forms for law firms with the preliminary online form. I've been doing that, waiting for responses, waiting for feedback. Nothing to this point. Nothing, right? So this is what had me feeling down. Like, why is this so hard? Why is this so hard? All right. Then I called one number because I'm writing down all these numbers. I'm not making the calls at work because I work in a cubicle. There's no privacy. Everybody can hear everything. So I write down the numbers and then I go to my car and I do the phone calls in my car. So I usually have like a whole list of numbers that I'm working through. So one of these numbers I called, and I tell them what I'm looking for. I'm looking for somebody to help me evict somebody. And they was like, oh no, this is eviction prevention. And I was like, oh, okay. And then they was like, we can help, we have a grant and we can pay up to 6 months of the rent. And I said, well, I can't get in touch with my tenant to communicate with her to even let her know X, Y, and Z. And then the young lady on the phone, super helpful, was like, do you mind if I try calling? Now, by this point in my brain, I'm already at the point where I'm thinking, I just want to be done with this relationship, with this tenant-landlord relationship with this particular renter, right? But at the same time, I said, hey, doesn't hurt. Doesn't hurt, because we don't know where we at right now. We don't know what we doing. And on one hand, somebody's telling me that they have all these cases in court that they're waiting for court date for, and how it's been 5 months and 6 months, and how behind the court system is. Because I know a lot of you said evict, 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 but it just don't work that way. It's not a boom, go evict. It's boom, you give them a 30-day notice. If they don't leave, then you file for the eviction with the courts, and then you're at the mercy of the court. Because I don't know which county, but it could be PG County or whatever. The moratorium is June 30th. And while y'all are saying that, oh, but the moratorium isn't for X, Y, and Z, the problem is the courts are kind of treating everything as if it's a moratorium because they're overwhelmed. This is what I'm hearing. They're overwhelmed. So while you may have a true case, it's taking a second just to get before a judge to plead that case. This is what I'm hearing. So in my mind, I'm thinking, dag, maybe I should not have told Section 8 so fast.
Let me pause here, because I know a lot of people are going to come back and be fortune tellers. But here's the thing. When I made these videos before the video of what happened came out, nobody gave the advice or the suggestion to not tell Section 8. Everybody in the comments were like, tell Section 8, tell Section 8, tell Section 8. So I just want to say that it's easy to come in after the fact and become a soothsayer, an oracle, a future seer, and say this is what you should have done.
Maybe I should have did what I was doing, like what I'm doing now, trying to find what I need, while Section 8 is still paying for a portion, because Section 8 ain't kicking the person they placed into my home out of my home. They're not. Their whole thing is, we just ain't paying no more. Now the rest is on you, which I think is kind of unfair and kind of crappy that Section 8 is taking no responsibility in this, right? But it is what it is. You know, we all know what we signed up for. And then I said, well, the good side about it is this is really forcing me to lighting a fire up under my butt to really make things happen and not procrastinate in the name of going on vacations, which I'm about to go on vacation again. But anyways, with her saying, you know, hey, we can pay up to 6 months. I'm thinking, okay, great, pay up to 6 months. It might take 6 months to get this girl out anyway. Well, anyways, so I was like, okay, you can try. So I give her information. Here's her name. Here's her number. Boom. She calls her, and I'm still in the car, right? Because I'm making other phone calls. I'm moving along. And she calls her. And so she calls me back in less than 10 minutes. And she's like, I am so sorry. She said, I told her who I was and what I represent, you know, the credentials. And she says, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't owe back rent. This is what she said to her. And so she was like, okay, well, that's fine, but I can leave you with information just in case you want to apply, and if you meet the criteria. And at this point, the criteria was, you know, the loss of income or whatever due to COVID, because now we know that she lost her voucher, so now she qualifies. Because even when I said voucher, she was like, oh wait, we don't help people with vouchers. I said, well, her voucher ends on July 1st. Oh, we can help her. And so she told her the information, blah, 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 blah. And she said, your tenant refuses to apply.
But yeah, I definitely just try to reach out to her to get her to apply, because we definitely have the funding, but if she's not willing to apply, unfortunately, we can't make her.
She said she's not interested in applying to anything. She's not applying to anything. She doesn't know what I'm talking about. She doesn't owe anything. Yeah, what do we do with that? What do we do with that? The other, again, the benefit of the doubt is she's been watching my videos, and therefore she just doesn't trust anybody calling her, reaching out to her with help, which is fine. That's her prerogative. I don't know who I would trust either, right? But I guess what you can do, if that is the case, is now your ear has been alerted that there's things out there that can help you. So now you take it upon yourself to go and seek out help and get some help. So that right there is like, okay, yeah, I don't feel sorry for you. And then even with all of the do this, y'all having me work harder for her than she's willing to work for herself, and I'm not interested anymore. I'm not interested. You know, you try to find people help, you try to give people assistance. All of the help and assistance I gave her over the years, null and void. Null and void. So that had me feeling a ways, because now in my mind I'm thinking, okay, if what 2 agencies said was true, that the courts are so backed up and blah 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 blah, I'm sitting there like, now I gotta pay the full mortgage on that property out of my pocket with no assistance, right? No Section 8 voucher, no nothing. I'm now paying for that out of my pocket, and she gets to live in my home free and clear. Y'all, that alone right there will make somebody, I don't know what it makes somebody do, but it just makes, you know, that's just, no, I don't play with my money. So anyway, so that's what had me feeling some kind of way. And of course, in my mind, y'all, we gotta go to McDonald's, we need breakfast. And of course, in my mind, I'm thinking, well, you are still paying on a mortgage to something that you can possibly sell, blah, 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 you know, into the equity of this thing or whatever. But I'm just like, oh, over it. So I was telling my friend Corinne about how over it I was. And I was telling her what I might need her to help me do. Because again, I need help. I need physical help to help divvy up the parts of what I have to do, right? Need assistance. And so she was down. She's like, okay, I got you. And so she had my back for 2 things. A, we have an inspection coming up June 24th, which I don't want to go to on my own, by myself, not on my own, but by myself. And I had wanted this piece to be something that I could delegate to the eviction management service or whatever, even if it was added on. So I was like, I probably need you to do that, because my other friend, my realtor friend, she's not available that day. And then I was going to need her to do another piece. So she's down. So that was that, right? I was telling her this on Sunday. Then on Monday, yesterday, she sent me an email with a person's name and phone number. And she said she's a realtor and she's available at 5 p.m. I tried to call Corinne to find out, I'm not looking for a realtor. And so, but I didn't get in touch with Corinne. So I said, well, let me just call her at 5 p.m. to find out what's what. Because I was like, maybe Corinne misunderstood me. I don't know. Yes, may I have a sausage McMuffin with egg? And then may I have a small caramel mocha hot? All right, so I didn't get in touch with Corinne. Now, I called the girl. However, let me do a backstory, because I've since then gotten in touch with Corinne. So let me add the backstory in here. So Corinne was saying, all right, so Corinne, she does credit improvement, like fix my credit. So she does that, right? So therefore, she works with a lot of different parts. Like, it could be realtors, it could be mortgage brokers, it could be anybody who has clients that they are trying to help improve their credit, right? So she has a lot of those kinds of resources. And Corinne is in Maryland as well. She's based out of Maryland. So in the meantime, the person who owns the company, she is in Costa Rica, because she's able to live a nomadic lifestyle, because everything that they do is done online, right? You don't have to do anything in person. So she's in Costa Rica. So apparently, but the person who lives in Costa Rica, she received a phone call from the realtor. But for some reason on that day, her internet service was very spotty in Costa Rica. So she just couldn't get a real good signal for her cell phone, for anything. So she reached out to Corinne, who's her business partner, and was like, can you reach out to her and find out, what she needs? And so Corinne was like, okay. So Corinne reaches out to her and discovers that, it wasn't necessarily her calling because of anything. It was her assistant calling just to let her network know the new services that she offered, one of which is property management. So now Corinne is like, ding, ding, ding. Yo, let me ask you some questions, because I have a friend who's going through X, Y, and Z. One thing about Corinne, that girl is a communicator for real. Like, she is a networking queen. She can talk to, like, I know y'all can't tell, but I'm a little more reserved and I'm a little more shy until I get to know you. Then I'm pow. But Corinne, she doesn't even have to know you, and she is going to pop up into your experience like y'all long lost cousins, for real. She just has that gift. And so she's talking to her about, my situation, and hence she gives me her phone number to call. So at this point, I don't know any of this. I just know that Corinne gave me a number to a realtor. Let me call her at 5 and find out. So I go and I call her at 5. Y'all. This was yesterday. Again, it's like, I can almost cry. Again, it's like, put out there what you want. Put it out there. Like I said, I had a very clear vision that I wanted to outsource all of this. And, and of course, I'm always about my coins. I've always been about my coins. That's always the greater call to the universe. My coins, my money, my protecting my money, protecting my finances, all of that. That's been my call since I was a baby. So that's good. So anyways, I call her and she gets to telling me how she just went through this process and how quick it was because of the county that I'm in. How quick it was. She said, now, if you was in this county or that county, I would tell you, they backed up, boom, 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 boom. Hence, what them other people have been telling me, because they were probably speaking from that county perspective and not my specific county, okay? And I was like, wow, for real? And she says, now listen, she says, what did she say? I forgot how she worded it, but it was like, almost like, I could take money, or I could pick up this job and do this and have you pay me. She says, but honestly, it's so easy. I know that you can do it yourself. I'm going to turn over right here because once again, I'm almost at work, but I want to finish telling the story. So let me just turn on the street real quick. And she was just telling me basically like it's $40 to file in the court, send a letter, just all of this thing. She's asking me these questions. She's like, put this. And then she goes, you know what? I got templates I can send you. And I'm like, yes. So she's like, I got templates I can send you. And then I was telling her something about having the inspection on the 24th. And she goes, do not engage. I suggest you do not engage, which is what I was thinking. I don't want to engage, right? I wanted to have a third party, neutral, professional go in and do this stuff. And she was like, listen, she says, I have somebody who does all my inspections for me. For $100, he'll go in, he'll meet the other inspector there, and he'll take pictures and all of that stuff. I was like, oh my goodness. Yes, that's what I've been wanting. And so, she said she was going to email me all this information, and she was out doing some stuff right then, but she'll email me by the night. So I was like, okay. Y'all, by 8 p.m., she emailed me the templates, and then she texted me, and she said, and it's all set up, your appointment on the 24th. She said they just need to know the time and the address. I'm like, once again, y'all know this is all God, the universe. This is all God, the universe, right? This is all that. And the thing about it is, I know like people say, whatever you're going through or whatever, like keep things to yourself. I don't believe in that. I believe in going with inspiration. Like, there's so much nuance to this, because of course you just don't want to run your mouth and have a spirit of complaint, have a spirit of gossip, have a spirit of, I'm just saying the same thing over and over and over because I have an issue. But we're really not doing anything to rectify this issue, right? God's sending you all kind of help, all kind of suggestions, all kind of instincts, all kind of inspirations, and you're just ignoring them all because you're stuck in your story. That's not this. That's not this. I'm really serious and clear about solution and resolution, right? And so therefore, when I speak of this to whoever I'm speaking of this to, I still feel like that's under the spirit of inspiration, under the spirit of this is where this conversation has led me, right? And even with talking to Corinne about it, I was even coming to her from a more of a solution state, not a girl, let me tell you what happened. It was like, okay, listen. This is what's happening. This is what I think I might need. Can you assist me? And then it turned into all of this. It turned into somebody calling somebody to let them know about a service that they offer, but they can't get in touch with that person. And then the one person, all of a sudden her internet is just spotty and not working, and she needs Corinne to call specifically. So all of these pieces that lined up to make it so that Corinne was the person on the call talking to the person who she needed to talk to get me the help that I was looking for. Because again, this is what we all know. We all know that the solution is out there, that the answers are out there, that the people who you may need are out there. You just got to find a way to connect with them. You just have to find a way to be put into their path, right? And that's the thing that we as humans can't always orchestrate, because there's a higher energy, a higher power, a higher order that can orchestrate those things for you, a spiritual covering that can orchestrate those things. You know, the thing that's not on a physical, eye-to-eye physical level. Like there's so many things in the spiritual world, in the spiritual realm, that's working on your behalf, but you can't see it with your own physical eyes. You can't hear it with your own physical ears, but it doesn't mean it's not there. That's the thing we pray for. When we pray, this is what we're asking. We're asking God, line up your angels, line up all of the powers and all of the energies of how this universe works, the things that we may not be aware of because they haven't taught it to us in school, but it don't mean it's not there all the same. We're saying line those things up, put those things in order to work on our behalf, to work on the greater good for all involved. Even though I know I said, we don't care about this girl. That's not quite true. Of course we care about this girl, because this girl is a human and we care about all human beings, all human life. But the thing we cannot do is care about somebody more than they care about themselves. The things that we cannot do is sacrifice our own care and our own well-being at the expense of somebody else. That's what we cannot do. It all gets to be okay. And whatever her journey is gets to be her journey. And sometimes people do have to hit whatever it is they need to hit for them to get that wake-up call, for them to get that turnaround in their life, right? We enabling them doesn't do anything for them. And for a long time, she has been cradled and she has been enabled. And I'm going to say for a long time, since COVID started, she has been cradled, she has been enabled. But maybe it's even before COVID started, because maybe even when we go back to how Section 8 is designed to begin with, the fact that somebody can get a Section 8 voucher and have it for the rest of their lives. I know I have family members who have this benefit, right? We know people who are in the system who say, I'm not going to make X amount of money because if I do, they're going to cut my benefits. Not realizing that their greatest benefit is the benefit that they can exceed in abundance and excess more than the government, more than a handout, more than another person could ever give you, right? So maybe this whole system was set up to be enabled, and I played a role in that. So that's where we're at right now. That's where we're at. Stay tuned. I'll let you know more. Bye. These long ass videos.